And welcome everybody to the 2022 kickoff pregame special for the Philly Sports Alliance. Wow, we're gonna have to shut that off.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Yeah, that's
well, that's what we get
it's
for
a
trying
delay.
something.
Yeah, we were trying something different, and it just didn't really work. Oh boy,
That's what we get.
Very distracting.
A little bit. So there we go. All right. Well, anyway, folks, we are here live in Wayne, Pennsylvania at the Italian American Club. We are sitting here. We're talking about the Eagles versus Lions. We're talking about the 2022 season, and we're going to break everything down. We're going to tell you what we think. We're going to give predictions. We're going to give matchups that we're looking forward to, and basically get everybody ready for the Birds. Before we get into all of that, I'm going to start with Shawn, a.k.a. Mr. Bald Eagle, live here with us for the first time. Glad to have you, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
Tell me your excitement about this.
You know, honestly, I don't think I've been this excited about an Eagles season for a while. When you look at almost both sides of the ball in every aspect, I think we've improved during the offseason. I think we have, when I think specifically to the Lions game, I'm trying to figure out where they beat us. What matchup they beat us at. Right. Our secondary is superior. Our defensive line, I'm excited to see how they produce this game, this season. I can't really think of things I'm not excited about when it comes to the Eagles. And I think Eric and I were just talking about this. This is going to be a great way to figure out how well Jalen Hurts does.
Yeah.
This is his year. And if it turns out that he doesn't do well, we have options. If it turns out he does do well, then we have a franchise quarterback. So it's an exciting year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been quite a buzz for this offseason. Eric, what are your thoughts on this upcoming season?
Well, if I can just echo that, I feel almost at ease because whatever we're going to see, I feel it's okay. If Jalen's not the guy, we have the ammunition to go get the guy. And so I'm not real concerned about that. And then we'll know. So, to me, it's really weird, and it's almost like the same way I felt last year going into the year. Whatever happens. Hopefully he's the guy, but if not, we're prepared to move on.
Yeah. No, and you're absolutely right. It would be better,
sure,
if Jalen Hurts is the guy.
Absolutely.
That way we can use the draft capital we've built up on other positions, replacing older players, as Howie has done a great job of doing over the last 2 years.
And if you had to guess right now, a position, they addressed defensive line with Corey Davis. They addressed the offensive. Jordan Davis, excuse me.
Corey Davis.
Yeah, sorry.
I want him.
Jordan Davis. Yeah, we especially don't want him to play defensive line for us.
Definitely not.
But so we addressed the defensive tackle position, and they addressed they addressed the secondary. They addressed the linebackers. I would think the next position would be offensive tackle, to replace Lane Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We literally have from the center onto the left, the future of this Eagles line, which has been a stalwart of this team for as long as I can remember. We have the best offensive line coach, and we have done an amazing job of replacing some really good players. And you have Mulata, who is primed to be a star left tackle. You have the rookie in Cam Jurgens, who's eventually going to take over for an all-time great, Jason Kelsey. And I think we've explained it as almost like a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers type thing.
Only they don't hate each other.
Yeah, they don't hate each other. But again, you can have a consistent center excellence. And again, it's early, and we've only seen a little bit of what Jurgens can do. And then the guard, help me out here, blanking.
Which one?
The young guard. My God, why am I blanking?
Dickerson.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, second year.
So Dickerson, again, his second year.
Yeah.
Which,
by the way, I still love the film of him right after his knee injury doing freaking cartwheels in the background at the combine.
Jody.
And
Anyway, so super excited about this line. Super excited about this defensive line too. I mean, this team basically has transformed over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. 2 years ago, we wanted to string up Howie.
Yeah.
And all of the
I was leading the charge.
all of the awful mistakes,
Yeah.
the Rager over Jefferson, the J Jaw over DK.
Yeah.
You know, this, that, and the other. And yeah, it would have been great if he would have selected Jefferson, and maybe we would have drafted Micah Parsons. And yada yada. Yeah,
Sure.
whatever. What if. But what he has done in the last 2 years, I gotta tell you, I couldn't be more proud of what he's done.
Yeah.
He's admitted mistakes. He has fixed those mistakes.
Yeah.
And he's literally come out recently and said, listen, I made mistakes. I should have taken best available rather than try to fit. And he said that specifically with Rager over Jefferson.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to regret that. But he has done an amazing job over the last 2 seasons with draft in the offseason, a free agency, to get this team not only in an amazing spot, but the future of this team is so bright.
Yeah.
With youth, with draft capital, with cap space.
Yeah.
This team, again, and if Jalen Hurts is the dude, my God.
And it all comes back to that. Because, look, unless you have a quarterback, you have nothing at stake. And we're going to find out what we've got in our quarterback.
Yeah. No, and so we're young on the offensive line. I think we have some upcoming talent, and like you said, you know, I wasn't a fan of Howie Roseman's, but you know, there were things I wish we got last year. You know, we got him this year.
Right.
Yeah, we got him this year.
Yeah.
We got safety help. We got a big physical receiver. Right. I think we're missing a big physical running back, but Trey Sermon might be that guy.
Who knows? That might be a very underrated move.
Right.
Getting him in here, who clearly was in a very busy room in San Francisco in the running back room, and obviously has talent. And listen, you know, Miles Sanders is the guy right now. If he could stay healthy, I like our running back room, but with him, Sermon, with Gainwell, with Scott, I think that's a really good 4 running backs that all do a little bit different and can complement each other well. So there's not a spot on this team right now that I am
if you had to say
necessarily. It was safety,
Right.
But then you trade for Gardner Johnson, and listen,
what would you say is the weakness on this team?
I mean, we're going to have to find out if Marcus Epps can step up.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to need to step up. Like Epps, like Hurts.
Right.
Like honestly, somebody like Goddard, who I think needs to take that next step.
Yeah.
You know,
Devontae Smith, he needs to take that next step.
And that's part of the youth. Right? We have a young team, and if they can all kind of, and that's something that I thought was important last year. We have a lot of rookies on the team, right? In addition to the low salaries we're paying, which helps with salary cap. In addition to them building a culture, if they can grow up together, right? If they can all mature together, imagine how solid the team we can be for a long period of time.
Right.
And that's the thing, sustained success. And how do you create that? And some of that is through youth, and that does bring question marks.
Yeah.
But those guys, like, that's where you have to trust your management that they pick the right guys. Yeah. And I know, like, we've gone back and forth with Howie, but and this is one of those spots where it all feels right. Like you can't look at it and say, well, I think they should have gone with this guy. Like if they don't make it, like, it's not because Howie screwed up. It's just because everybody missed on.
Well, yeah, and then the players didn't perform up to their expected levels. Right. Now, coming into this Lions game, obviously we beat their ass last year, 44-6.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that the Lions have that in their memory and are going to want to come out and the Lions with Hard Knocks and there's a little bit of hype around the Lions, honestly. And you know, anytime somebody goes through Hard Knocks, you get to see the inner workings of a team, and there's a lot of buzz that gets generated over said team. Now, listen, the Lions are a young team. I think they got a good coach. I think they are going to get better. They only won 3 games last year. I think they're probably in the 6 to 7 range this year.
And I think that's
which is incrementally a great improvement.
Yeah.
But this is the first game. The Eagles are going to come flying out.
Yeah.
And not only, but their offensive line is a little decimated. They're missing two guys.
And center is, I think,
right.
If there's any position you don't want to fall out, it's center.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that
exchange, one bad exchange and there's a turnover.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think with all of that, considering everything, I think this has to be a comfortable win for the Eagles. I don't want to see necessarily where it comes down to the fourth and it's a one-score game and then they eke it out. I want to see them come out, and they don't have to be perfect. I mean, look at the Bills.
Right.
The Bills came out versus the Rams, and it was kind of an ugly game.
Yeah.
A lot of turnovers. There was a lot of things that need to get cleaned up, but the Bills handled their business.
Mhm.
They won by multiple scores over the
They
defending.
covered the spread.
Yeah, they covered the spread, and they beat the defending champs. And I want to see that type of game, that 30 to 16, 17 type of where it's. I want them to score a late touchdown to make it that close. You know?
Right, I'm on the same. I'm on the same side. Yeah, and I think I that's what I expect. I expect us to go in with a lot of. You mentioned it, Detroit's on Hard Knocks, and they have a lot of visibility right now. Right?
Sure.
And they are looking up. They're projecting upwards. Right. They should have a decent year. And for Detroit, it's probably one of the better seasons. They're probably looking. They have more optimism than they've had for a long time.
Oh, 100%. Man, they've had some low years.
Yeah.
Recently.
Recently. But so are we.
Sure.
We're very optimistic. Our defense, I think, has been playing very well. They've had great camps. I've heard a lot of things about some of our defense, and I think they're going to do well. I'm excited about all the updates, the receivers that we have. AJ Brown. I am ecstatic that we have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins.
Yeah.
I mean, can you think in history of better?
Pascal is your fourth.
Yeah.
Pascal's a fourth receiver.
Yeah.
He's solid.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right. I mean, we obviously joke around a lot when we do our shows of the awful wide receiver corps that we've had. The Todd Pigsons, the Nah Browns, the James Trash.
The days of this town yearning for Paul Turner and really believing in him and putting our hope behind him.
Right.
That dude could play.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
That's who we're clamoring.
Well,
for.
that's
it's because we hadn't seen anybody better. Now we've got people better. We're going to be
that's what we did every year.
We ever clamor for Paul Turner?
That's what we did every year. We did that with Fulgham, where we saw this kid who would literally. And Greg Ward, the same thing.
Sure.
We had no one else. Somebody had to catch the ball. So throw the ball enough. They're professionals. They're gonna at least catch most of them.
Yeah.
That's why Greg Ward looked so good the 1 year as our leading receiver.
Yeah.
That's why
our leading receiver, guys, on a playoff on a division championship team.
Right.
He was the number one receiver.
Despite that. Yeah. And Fulgham, who's not even technically in the league right now.
He's not on a roster.
Yeah, he's not on a roster right now.
I think I saw him come in here.
Yeah, he might be here. So listen, I know there's a lot of optimism, and with social media and everything, there's always a lot of both sides of the coin, where it's a lot of optimism and then there's a lot of hate on the one side of people
who
who
get that counter reaction.
Yeah.
People who want to be anti when everybody's
right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's kind of bled now into the media, where people that were trusted media members or were trusted media members are kind of being very negative towards this team, and it's disheartening to see because again I can't see an ounce of negativity in this squad. Yeah, there are question marks. Yes, there are things we need to figure out.
Sure.
But there needs to be hope for them. There needs to be hope that these players rise up to their expectations, like Jalen Hurts, like Miles Sanders staying healthy, like AJ Brown. There's a lot of expectations on him. He's coming in, and we have not had the guy.
Right.
It's so long that Eagles fans are
I think we forgot what the guy is.
Yeah.
Well, right. I mean, when was the last time? What is it, T.O. that we've had a dude?
T.O. Yeah.
Like a
Probably.
dude?
Yeah. And what happened last time we had T.O. Right?
We went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can make that argument about Alshon Jeffrey, whether or not he was a dude.
Right. Well, I was gonna say we got some comments here already. Ree says AJ Brown, best wide receiver here since T.O. Which is literally what we just said.
Somebody would disagree with it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Also, remember Doyle Green backup? Yeah. Honestly, I feel like we should do a show
of the
where we pick a position.
Yeah,
receiver would be obviously first.
Oh, sure.
And we just go through and we just be depressed. And we name all the terrible wide receivers we've had.
I feel like we could also do that with quarterbacks.
We could do that with quarterback.
Like
we could do that.
Boyne.
We could do that with
I feel like we
Yeah,
should
Coy
have
Devers,
episode
right?
on
Yeah,
that.
Coy.
Yeah, we
Or do we have
Coy
both
and
Devers
Ty.
at some point? We had both Devers.
Yeah,
we had
one,
Ty and
not at
Coy.
the same time, which
Yeah.
would have been
No,
great.
we did have them at the same
Did
time.
we?
Yes, we did.
Was it when he
Coy's
got
rookie
hurt?
year.
Coy's rookie year?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I didn't know that crossed paths. But anyway, Ree again says,
The argument was who was going to play quarterback. I don't know. The Detmer kid.
yeah, never good. I want a comfortable win. Just Sanders can go. We need a north and south running back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Sanders hate, and again, it's unfortunately
Yeah,
it's because
Sanders hate.
well, I get it because it's because of his availability.
Okay.
Availability is the best ability.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Availability is
listen,
available.
I can understand that people may not like his running style, but man, he is a home run hitter. He needs to be, and
I'd like to see some stats to back up his east and west,
Yeah,
north and
yeah.
south thing. Because I
I
don't
don't
look at Miles
agree.
Sanders as a you know. I
Like
mean,
a
we wanna-
shady
no, I don't think
sideline
of him
guy.
like that at all. I
right?
think
Because
I think he's done
Shady,
very
we
well.
were very, while he was a great running back, we
Negative
obviously
plays.
the negative plays. It's the trying to do too much.
Trying to get the
I don't
80-yard
think
run
Sanders
on
does
the
too
32.
much.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
Sanders sees his hole and has an amazing burst.
Yeah.
He has one of the best bursts
Yeah.
in the league.
Yep.
And that's why he can go, boom, 80 yards.
My biggest problem
out
is
of nowhere.
ability to stay healthy and
Correct.
ability to hold on to the football.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
I would love to see some catching ability
Sure.
increased. But
Yeah.
honestly, I would continue to have Miles Sanders on this team,
Absolutely.
bearing a catastrophe of a year or a year where he's again hurt for most of the
Right.
year.
Right.
But if he's healthy, if he's able to do his thing, he has the ability to, gain 1,000 yards, to be effective in the passing game.
Mhm.
But also, I think he would be a cheaper option than going out and trading for Kareem Hunt or
Oh, yeah.
going and signing this person or whatever, the rumored names. And keeping
Well, people should stop thinking that way. You're not going to go sign a free agent back unless it's for a 1-year deal. Because running backs, they have such a short shelf life. If you're
I
not
know.
getting them through the draft, you're signing for a 1-year deal.
And it's, while I think we've done a great job in free agency this year, you have to be careful adding too many free agents.
Yeah.
Right? Because let's be honest, Dan Snyder, for how many years, tried to play fantasy football with the Redskins, now Commanders, and
Right,
to an
right.
extreme failure. Just because they're a good player.
God bless them. You should keep doing that. By the way.
Yeah, I'm not. I continue. I hope he continues his style, but there's a certain level where you don't want to add too many free agents to your team because you don't know if they're all going to work well together.
Yeah, it felt like you just went and got the game of Madden and just added all the guys that were the highest rated that were free agents.
Yeah. So I don't think we should. And I've said every moment I have a chance. I think if Miles Sanders can stay healthy, I think he has the potential to be a top 5 running back.
Sure.
I don't share the sentiment that he's East West. Jalen Reagor on punt returns, 100% East West.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you have to go north and south.
which is a horrible quality
Oh,
for
my
a
goodness.
punt
Yeah,
returner.
please. Yeah.
Speaking of punt returner, they have not officially come out, but it does seem like Quez Watkins is going to be taking some returning abilities, which is great.
Yeah.
Man is one of the fastest in the league. So with Rager gone, and honestly, let's for a moment, let's appreciate the fact that Howard got something for J-Jaw, which ended up turning out to be after making a trade with Seattle and
Right.
right. And then Rager going to Minnesota. We technically got more from Minnesota than Dallas got from the Browns for trading Amari Cooper.
Yep.
Like that fact alone needs to be celebrated.
Yeah.
Like yes, it was a salary dump. It was a bad trade. They
So
had to
how
do
long
it
do
for
you
Dallas.
think before Howie Roseman's number is just blocked by the other GMs in the league?
Well, by the Saints, for sure, because
Yeah.
we've been
And
hosting
probably
them
the
for
Colts.
years. My God, the fact that we get Gardner Johnson
And we get their first rounder this year.
and we have their first rounder this upcoming
By the way,
year.
I don't get the preseason hype
On the Saints?
I just don't see it.
I'm glad you brought that up because people are like, "Oh, division winner. Oh, they're going to be going far in the playoffs."
Did they forget about the guy playing quarterback in Tampa?
I don't think they win.
He's
6,
pretty
I
good.
don't think they win 6 games.
Yeah.
I think we're potentially getting a top 10 pick.
I agree with you.
Like, which again, if we really need it, if Jalen Hurts is not the guy,
right, you can use that on
we have
a quarterback.
even if we have a 10, pick at the number 10 and say ours is like 22.
Yeah.
Like that is, and the fact that we have extra
Well, if
picks.
it's 22, that means that we probably won the division. And
Yeah, just lost on that. Yeah, probably. I mean,
so that means you probably are saying Jalen is the guy if that happens.
yeah. I mean,
So
okay,
I would think
you know
it
what?
would be
You
like
know what?
say
That's
8 and like.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Let's again, we'll get into specifics on this Lions game here, but what would constitute Jalen Hurts continue to be a franchise quarterback here? Because he's gonna need a contract.
Yeah.
That contract is looming. Quarterbacks are getting paid insane. Everybody's technically getting paid insane. I mean, do you see all the tight ends that just got paid?
Sure.
So. Yeah, I mean, again, we're going to have to pay him a good amount of money.
Second round playoff appearance is what I get.
So you're saying you want at least a playoff win?
Yeah,
one playoff win.
Yes.
Yeah, and that
That's
would seal it.
my
That would
barometer.
seal
Yes.
it.
Can you so you can solely say if we have one playoff win, you think we re-sign Jalen Hurts regardless of his individual performance?
I do.
Okay.
I
think you need
like you got to balance it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
if
saying
we did that
I'm not saying what I think they
despite
should do. I'm saying what I think they will do. Is I think if they win a playoff game, I think they will re-sign him and say, look, he's our guy going forward. Now, look, I would like to see him check off some statistical, markers on the way to getting that.
Okay.
But
Go ahead. What are they?
like 4,000 passing yards.
That's a
That's a lot.
hefty checkoff.
Sure. Yeah, it
Hefty
is.
checkoff.
How many touchdowns?
I would say, in
35?
hey,
You say 35?
35.
That's
no, I was
30?
thinking like 25 to
25
Yeah,
to
in that
30
25 to
passing
30,
range.
yes.
Okay, and how many rushing? I'm saying total.
Okay, total touchdowns.
35?
Okay, yeah, total touchdowns. Sure, I'll put
35.
Yeah,
All right.
25.
So, all right. Why don't we say this? Would you agree that if he hits 45 total yards passing and rushing,
touchdowns?
and 35 total touchdowns, so
4,500
yards. Sorry.
Oh, I think
4,500 yards
Yes.
total yards
Yes.
and
Rushing
35
and
total
35 total
touchdowns
touchdowns.
and a playoff win.
Oh, absolutely.
Give that man his money.
Absolutely.
Pay that man.
Barring 40 interceptions.
Well, yeah.
Barring 40 interceptions. I say
Okay, say
absolutely.
10 interceptions.
That would
40
be
total touchdowns,
But
10
that would be
interceptions.
remarkable.
That would be. I think
10 interceptions. That would be
40 and
remarkable.
12.
I think we're going to put a statue
I would
up
have-
right next to the Nick Foles and Doug Peterson.
If he has that type of year, taking everything else on our team in consideration, we should be in the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, a lot of people are.
I know that.
I don't want to go that far because, again, the Eagles fan in me doesn't want to
Get too
go
excited.
that
I've
far.
watched this team a little bit.
Yeah,
In
I was
fact,
going to
today
say.
we're celebrating.
Well, I was going to say. Let me get to that in a second. What about Covey being our punt returner? I'm excited for him too. He did just get.
He got
bumped.
promoted.
He got
Yeah.
Promoted,
Yep,
so
he's on the-
he probably will see some of that potentially.
I know we
And
talked
by
about Quez, but
yeah,
I could
yeah,
see
no,
either
Kobe
one.
definitely.
There's value in not having what I think Quez will be a starting receiver, right?
Well,
Back
right.
returning punts and kicks.
Right,
at the
he'll
same
be
time.
yeah, exactly.
Some value.
Sure.
At least win the division. So Ree is saying, Ree, by the way, thank you so much for
thanks,
commenting
And watching.
and watching. Appreciate that. We always love the back and forth. I think not only if we win the division, we win a playoff game. Hurts has even if Hurts has 4,000 total yards,
I think that's a win too.
and I think if he has 30 total touchdowns,
Yeah.
and I think if he has less than 11 or 12 interceptions,
Right.
I think all that combined, you have to pay the man his money.
Yes.
You just do.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially if you get that sort of like the 40,000 total yards. What did you say? 35.
Did you say 40,000 total yards? Good God!
4,500.
Oh my
I need
God!
40,000. No, 4,000. I'm sorry. 4,000 total yards.
Well, if that's going to happen, the score today is going to be 200 to 6.
And they're all going to be passing
It's all
touchdowns.
good.
Miles Sanders is going to be pissed.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he catches at least a couple of them. But So I think we all have very elevated expectations for this year.
Yeah.
Understandably, it's been a great offseason. It's been 2 good off seasons.
Yeah.
And I think just with the hype of this team, with players, the impact skill players that we brought in, I think it's, sky couldn't be the limit. There's a lot of people, a lot of pundits that are pushing the Eagles in that, hey, they could be the sleeper team.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't not see it.
Yep.
I think we think of 2017. We had no idea.
Yeah.
Come on, we had no
we had
idea.
no clue.
And
That was out of nowhere.
I think we have. I think talent-wise, this team is much more talented.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it was a lot of luck. I think it was a lot of right person, right time kind of
Yep.
thing. I think now
People
it's
having their best seasons,
Right.
best games.
right. I think now it is we have skills in all of the positions that we need them.
Yeah.
And I think our schedule, especially our early schedule,
Yeah, it's very.
I feel like honestly there is a potential possibility. I believe that we could go into the bye 6-0.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we play Arizona, we play Dallas. Those are gonna Minnesota too.
Don't forget about
don't sleep
Minnesota.
on Minnesota.
No, yeah. And again, technically, I don't want to sleep on anybody, but
Right.
I just think the way our team matches up, I think we have the potential to go in, and if we do that, my God, I think Philly's gonna burn to the ground with excitement.
Yeah.
They're gonna be nuts.
City to the ground.
Ray making fun of you for 40,000, love it. And then I'm excited for
Come on,
this
no
defense. Yeah, Gannon is on the hot seat for sure.
Yep.
No reason why he can't put them in the position to make the plays. Yeah, you're 100% right. All right, folks. Well, again, I just want to reiterate, we are here live at the Italian American Club in Wayne, PA, right off of Conestoga Road. If you're somewhere in the remote area, come on out. Come watch the rest of the show, or just come for the game. We're all going to be here watching the game, having a good time. And, you know, we couldn't thank them enough. Can't thank, honestly, all of our other sponsors and supporters. The Painted Lines, which we are live on their YouTube. So thank you, everybody, for the Painted Lines. I have so enjoyed that community, not only of just the people behind the scenes at the Painted Lines, but obviously all the comments from all the people. So anybody who's in Painted Lines, we love you. Thank you so much. La Terrain Watches, that's our official sponsor of the Philly Sports Alliance. If you're looking for a cool watch, real high quality kind of stuff, head on over to la-terrain.com. Use code PSA and you can get site-wide discounts. I love their watches. I got 2 of them. I'm probably going to get a third. My watch game is really quite. And in fact, I got a pair of sunglasses that I get compliments on all the time. So I highly recommend it. la-terrain.com. I'll throw it in the.
Let's say shove it on the bottom there.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's a unique name.
It is. There it is.
Unique name.
Pop, right there. And then, of course, we are also streaming on the Six Pack Coverage Network, based in Tennessee. They're a national media company. They do so much sports, but they also do travel, lifestyle, food, fitness, entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, you name it.
Finance.
Yeah.
Finance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say, when are you going to do your finance podcast, right?
This has no affiliation with any of that stuff.
But honestly, head on over to sixpackcoverage.com. They're an amazing group of dudes. Their Instagram is absolutely on fire. You should definitely check them out. So check them out on all social media. And then, I think that's it for now. I won't plug. All right. So now that I've had that transition, let's get into this game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not only are we so effing pumped about this game, because it always feels like the longest off season in the history of the world. No matter if it's a good off season or a bad off season,
it's a long off season.
Those 6 months feel like 2 freaking years, and we have finally made it. We are literally less than an hour away from kickoff. I cannot wait, but I want to talk about matchups.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you both. What is the number one matchup that you are looking most forward to with this game coming up? Eric, I'll start with you. Tell me a matchup right now that you are going to be paying attention to during this game.
To me, games are always won at the line of scrimmage. And so I will say our defensive line against their offensive line. I said it on another podcast that you referenced me to earlier this week.
The Birds of the Round Table. Yeah, absolutely. That's our dual show with the Painted Lines.
which
Love
is a
it.
great show. Those guys are awesome.
I love doing that show. Yes.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and I just, in particularly that defensive line versus the offense.
I mean, considering that they're missing some people on that offensive line,
Right.
Considering Jordan Davis is all in this, considering you can even throw Hassan Reddick because again, I think we really don't know how he's going to be used. He's an edge, but he can stand up. He can put his hands in the ground. He can go anywhere. And again with Gannon's uses the multiple defense as his defense. So he's not locked into anything.
Right.
Well, you can do 4-3. He can do 3-4. You can do dime, nickel, whatever. It doesn't not. Granted, a lot of people are playing nickel now, but he can kind of adjust it to however his players are, and now he has the players.
Yeah.
So I am looking real forward to what this front seven is going to look like. Because not only do we have, again, a really good rotational depth, we have Jordan Davis, we have that rookie that has looked at times to be just a monster.
Right. Oh, just getting in the way.
Just eating people.
Yeah.
Eating people. I'll take these two people. Brandon Graham, you could go around and get your sacks.
At the end of the play, the other Eagles defenders looking around like, wait, weren't there more of them a minute ago?
And then obviously our increased skills of our linebackers.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know me. I'm freaking linebacker.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So you throw Raddick in there, who again is kind of a split dude. You have Nakobe Dean, who we all think is going to be one of the greatest steals of last year's draft.
Absolutely.
You have TJ Edwards, who's just quietly gotten better and better every single year, and I absolutely love it. So I'm really looking forward to that as well, Eric. Honestly, I think it's going to be an amazing matchup. Shawn, what about you? What are you looking for if you can not say that?
Well, I can't say that. I will say though that I think defensive line I think is going to be what I think differentiates us from. I think the defensive line is going to make the plays that win games, that win close games, that win important games, right? Like the Super Bowl, right? Strip sack, right? That was a game-winning strip sack, and I think that's going to happen. I'm more excited, and that's an exciting thing to watch. I am excited to see how our defensive line does. But I'm really looking forward to Jalen Hurts versus the Detroit secondary.
Yeah,
because I want to see. I'm especially looking forward to him staying in the pocket a little more. Yeah. I know that's been an emphasis. I know the coaches have talked about it. Go through your progression. There are a couple of times, even in preseason, he was soon to run out. But had he stayed in his pocket and stepped up, he could have seen some open receivers. So I'm looking forward to him. And maybe it's not this game. Maybe he's somewhat better this game. But I'm looking forward to him against the Detroit secondary to see how he can pick them apart. How he can, because we know he's athletic. We know he can run. Right? He's a hard worker. Right? Very hard.
It's always great to have that in your back pocket. You know, hey, leave this play will break down, and I'll take off and make something happen.
Right.
But you want to be able to see him work through his progressions. Yes, I am.
You need a beer?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, I'm sorry, just putting in an order for a beer.
Priorities.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I want to see how well he does against the secondary, how well he does with his progressions, because I think that's going to be key to long-term playoff success.
I agree. I think I'm going to be looking hard at Jalen Hurts. And again, I don't need you to be Josh Allen.
Right, no.
There's been a lot of comparisons to Josh Allen. You know, again, we all saw Josh Allen go from we all saw him go from Randy. Yeah, we're just going to do that.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Hey. What's up?
That's what we're on there.
It's all good. No. That doesn't mean come over here.
Tom
just came in. It was like, hey, what up?
Hey, guys, what's up?
Anyway, Yode. Yes, I'm going to be looking for him to make, again, small incremental changes. You know, it's funny because we all saw Josh Allen. His first 2 years wasn't the greatest. But he made a humongous jump from year 2 to 3. So I think a lot of people are looking, the numbers look similar, yada, 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 same situation. got a brand new wide receiver that year. So
Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people are using that as comparison. Listen, we've
I'm
working
fine
great.
with
Let's
that.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sign me up.
Let's
Yeah,
go. But
let's go.
I don't need to see that.
No.
I would love to see it, but I just want small
Yeah.
little bit. I want to see that you're hitting your 2, 3, 4 progression.
Right.
I want to see you staying in the pocket
That it's not
instead
just
of,
one
instead of
read.
running out to the right like you always do.
Right.
I want to see crisp balls. I want to see leading receivers. You have a receiver now who is your best friend, who you have thrown the ball to probably a million times.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see you throwing him into a position to get to get the yards after the cut. Yeah, absolutely. And we are in a perfect position to do that, and he is. And I just want to see it. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
But the thing I think I am going to be looking forward to is our secondary. I want to see our secondary with. I mean, listen, we all know prior to this offseason, we had a need at cornerback too. We had a need at safety. All we had was Slay.
Yeah.
And we had Marcus Epps, who were like a lot of people were. I texted you. All we had was that, and we had maybe a hope for Marcus Epps. Sure.
Yeah.
We had a James Bradbury, who was a starter in New York.
He was quarterback 1 in New York.
Yeah.
He's quarterback 2 here.
Yeah, who was the last couple of years almost led the league in pass breakups.
Yeah.
You combine that with then all right. We got our corners. We're good. We have a Maddox in the slot.
Yeah.
And we're fine with corner.
And
now we focus
basically number 1 slot corner in the league.
Yeah, and now we focus on safety, and all of a sudden we got rid of Anthony Harris. So let's be honest, we were, and 2 seconds later we go ahead and get a young stud defensive back for practically nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
For
let's
a
be
song
honest.
to dance.
Yeah,
And like
we
not just
basically
not
got
like a
him
hit
for-
song.
we got
It's
him for
like us
JJ.
sitting up here singing.
We got him for JJ, basically. Like what we were trying, like all that basically worked out to Gardner Johnson. And yeah, he has not played as much safety as he has corner.
Right.
But he is a ball player. He is a guy who has a knack for the ball. He knows where it is.
A lot like Kazir
And,
White. Just to find the football.
and he brings an attitude.
Right.
His attitude fit Philly so well, and that's I love because if you can be a Philly guy, even if you're not the best player in the world, you bring that swagger, you bring that attitude.
Well,
that will
Jalen
help
Mills
you out.
is a classic example.
Yeah.
He was not that talented.
No.
No, he wasn't. And he got
Have
hurt a lot.
we heard of anything since he went to New England? From
No, of
Jalen
course
Mills?
not. No, of course not. We got a couple comments here from Ree, who's blowing us up. We love you, by the way. Corners need, 40,000 yards. Corners need to press up at the line of scrimmage. None of this Jim Schwartz press coverage BS. Couldn't agree more. AJ Brown BS. Jeff Okuda is my matchup. I expect AJ to be featured in this game. Yeah, that is going to be a good matchup. They do have Okuda, who, let's be honest, hasn't been living up to his expectation. Now, granted, there was an injury and whatnot, but he was supposed to replace Slay.
Right.
He was supposed to be the Slay replacement, and it's just not been that so far. Maybe this year is different. I don't know. They do have him. They do have a couple of nice young players. Obviously,
I like that matchup as far as the matchup you're looking at.
Yeah, AJ Brown versus Kuda.
That's a great matchup.
Can you name number 2 corner in Lions? Right. That's who AJ Brown, or that's who Devontae Smith is going against. Yeah, that's who. Yeah, some nobody that
Devontae's
nobody
gonna have
knows.
himself with that.
I honestly think Devontae's going to have an amazing season because he is now.
He's the number 2 receiver.
Right, last year he had to kind of be the number 1.
Yeah.
As a rookie, which is tough.
Right.
Which
Yeah,
is
that's
real
so
tough.
hard. Yeah.
And there wasn't even like you look at some of the other wide receivers, rookies last year that did well. Your Jamar Chase. Well, guess what? He didn't have to be the guy right away. You had Higgins.
And you had Joe Burrow.
You had Joe Burrow. That helps.
Joe Burrow helps him.
Right, but you had Higgins. You had Boyd. You had an ease into that eventual takeover. Waddle. You had Parker. You had a couple other decent wide receivers there that, again, it took a little time to get in. Oh, God, stop it. Who, listen, surprisingly, is still in the league.
Yeah.
Right? So good for him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there was some time to ease into it. Smith. Come on,
He came in and he was number one.
Yeah, it was Rager only because he was a first-round pick. And that's all we had. So, he had to kind of be the guy. And I think now this year it's got a little pressure off him. There's other wide receivers outside of A.J. Brown, too.
Right.
And I think, honestly, he is going to be set up for a monster year.
Well, let's think about it. Imagine being defense going against A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, and Dallas Goedert. I mean,
who are you teaming on?
If you don't have two of the best corners in the league, you're sacrificing. You're double teaming, right?
So that means
your
safeties are moving up.
Safeties are going into coverage. And that just opens it up.
All the way up.
And guess what else that helps out? Your number one rushing offense in the league.
The run. Absolutely.
That is a great point.
Yeah.
And I think that's another reason why I think Miles Sanders, outside of injury and just a complete lack of
could have a monster year.
Well, not even that. Well, I just think I like the way that it's set up because of the way what Sanders does, what Scott does, what Gainwell can bring to the table, and what hopefully Sermon can bring to the table. Yeah. Again, we don't need a Jonathan Taylor. We don't need a Christian McCaffrey.
We don't need a bell cow.
That's a dinosaur at this point.
Sure.
You have a unit that can run the ball that, honestly, since week 8, was by far the best rushing team in the
all
land.
it took was their then statistical number one running back going down, and they said, "Hey, let's run the ball. They'll never see it coming."
That's funny.
And we were successful running the ball early in the season when we gave it to them.
Right, when we did. Yes.
I remember early on, I don't remember who we were playing, but I believe almost the whole drive down the field. Now he fumbled, admittedly, in the red zone. But essentially, it was Miles Sanders got us down the field.
Right.
He is, before his injury, before we put more emphasis on the run, and that's, I think, what's going to be important. If we're able to be successful in the passing game, like you said, Eric, I think we'll be able to put more emphasis on the running game, and Miles Sanders may have a bigger part, I hope.
Sure.
In our success.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. Again, I'm going to use this as a breaking point. So part of the reason why we're here, obviously, we want to watch the birds. We want to talk about the birds. We want to get excited about the birds, and we're glad that you guys are excited about the birds. But we're also here to celebrate this man here, who I don't know how it happened. You could tell the story.
Yeah, sure.
But this man is celebrating his 500th Eagles game in a row, either in attendance or watching on TV, never missing one. And tell me if I'm wrong, that basically means 1992, late in the season.
Late in the season.
Yeah.
It was week 15 against Washington. It was the second to last game, so it was week 16 against Washington.
Okay.
And so I watched that game with one of my neighbors. I was living in the Eastern Shore of Maryland at the time. I was watching the game with one of my neighbors. Him and his dad were both diehard Redskins fans. And so, in that game, obviously at the end, the Eagles, Eric Allen breaks up a pass in the end zone to clinch the game. And he's sprinting down the field, spread like an eagle, running down the field in celebration. And I'm, of course, running across this guy's living room with my arms spread the same way, going nuts. And I remember just calmly saying, I was like, God, you know what? I never want to miss another game. And I can even remember the game before, I couldn't watch it because the Eagles were playing the Seahawks in Seattle at the same time the Redskins were playing the Cowboys. And so I was getting updates the entire game, and the Eagles win in overtime. And the Eagles win that game in overtime on a last-second field goal. And I mean the last second of overtime, either that or it was going to be a tie. And and just ever since then the next week, they beat the Giants. The Redskins played on that Saturday because it was Christmas week. And so that's the reason why I was able to watch the game on Sunday. And then, of course, there we had the playoffs. And then that summer is the summer I moved up here. And
back up to the area.
To the
Got it.
area.
The simple fact that you can even recall half of that.
Kudos to your memory.
Yeah.
Kudos to your memory.
I don't know whether that makes
Somehow
you.
I was not able to remember to pick up toilet paper.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what that makes you, a genius for remembering that stuff, or the fact that you're an idiot for still carrying that stuff in your brain.
What's missing that should be in your brain now?
It's like the Homer Simpson.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the Homer Simpson. It's like you put one thing in my brain and something else comes
spills
out.
Got to come out, right? Yeah. Well, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank
So today's game is officially number 500.
And I want to recognize someone, my friend Mike, he's here. He's the one who actually helped me do the math and figure out that this would be number 500.
Nice.
Because I told him, okay, this is when the streak started. And so he was able to figure out, okay, 16 games in every season. And then all the playoff games, we had to factor those in. And he was just like, hey, middle of the year last year, he's like, oh, if we make the playoffs, that'll be $499. He's like, and if we win a playoff game, that means the divisional round would be 500.
Yeah.
Wow.
And of course, they lose in wild card weekend to Tampa.
Boy, did they.
Yeah. The Eagles wanted to prolong the celebration.
Well, right. Yeah, they wanted to kick off this year on a bang.
On a big note.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're obviously here celebrating Eric. I couldn't tell you.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who have.
I mean, I know I haven't missed a game in a long, long time. I don't know about 1992.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing in 2002 or 2012 or 2000 and yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to pretend. To figure that out. So, but that's awesome. You are a true fan.
Everyone should look up to you and have similar.
Yes, they should. They should put you on a pedestal and just be like,
well, naturally.
Right.
I'm a fifth of the way to Eric level.
Yeah,
that's right.
So they should actually measure there.
Yeah, right.
Measured in Eric levels.
There you go. Well, speaking of, honestly, I think I need to calculate it.
Yeah.
But I think we have done very close to 500 podcast episodes in our illustrious career.
And it didn't even take from 1992.
No, it started back in 2009, March. I remember that very, very well, where we had, not that we have any idea what we're doing now, but we really didn't have an idea back then.
We didn't know what we didn't know.
We didn't know what we didn't know, for sure. But so I'll have to figure that out. Maybe we'll celebrate that whenever the hell that comes. So.
All right, I'm down.
All right, guys.
I'm all about celebration.
Yeah, no doubt. So, all right, guys. I think it's going to be prediction time.
Okay.
It is what is that? I can't even read. 12:30. So we're going to give our final predictions, but not only do I want the score of the game, I want how many wins we're getting this year.
Okay.
So I started with you last time, Shawn. Put you on the spot. What do you can start with whatever you want first, if that helps.
So I say we win. I say we win 34-17. I think it's going to be, and I think that 17. I think one of those scores is going to be late in the game, right? In jump time where we're not really, it's not competitive.
Not really caring. Right.
I think we're going to get off to, I think it's going to be similar to the Bills game. I think things are going to be a little close in the beginning. We're going to separate ourselves from them clearly, and then like I said, it'll end 34-17. As far as wins this year, I'm around 12. I think 12 wins is definitely achievable.
Sure.
So I say give or take one or two, but I say 12. I say 12-5 is a.
So you had 34-17 with 12 wins.
Yep.
Okay. Eric, let's go to you. What do you think?
I've been saying 30-10, and I think it's going to be a game where at the end the score is going to look more lopsided than it feels. I think there's going to be a period of this game that's going to feel sluggish and going to feel like, man, we can't quite get going against this team.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be one of those. Like then all of a sudden we're going to wake up and look over. It's like, oh wow, we won by 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
And so, yeah, 30-10.
30-10.
Score.
And how many wins we got?
I'll go with you, man. I've been saying 11-7, or 11-6, 12-5.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
so. It's
you gotta remember that
you really
next
got to
game.
remember
You
that
gotta
next
remember
year.
that
It's
next
really
I've been
effing with
saying
people,
11-5
man.
and 12 or 12-4, but
It is so effing with
11-6 or 12-5.
Well, come on, gun to your head. All right, 12 wins, 30-10. I'm gonna go with 28-17. I think it's going to be a little bit closer again, kind of similar situation where they score a little bit of a late touchdown or a late field goal or something to make it a little closer than it needed to be. But I think honestly, it's probably going to be a little bit of a first half struggle.
Yep.
Shaking off some rust. I mean, literally, the first team had what?
One possession.
Had 6 plays.
Yeah, the Lions took the opposite approach in preseason. They played their starters.
Well, they needed to.
And they needed to.
So
it's different.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're right. So, I'm going to say 28-17, a little bit closer than you guys. I am also going to go a little bit under what you guys said. I'm going to say 11 wins. I just have a feeling we're going to lose a couple games that we probably should win. This not being one of them. And I also think they start off, 5-1, 6-0.
Yeah.
And then they have some tough games.
Yeah.
It's Green Bay. It's Tennessee.
Yeah, when you run that
divisional. Yeah, it's divisional games. It's the Colts. It's there are going to be some games there where we should be in it. We should be winning, but again, it's going to be
in the middle of late November, early December, where they've got Green Bay, Tennessee, and Indianapolis.
Right. Yeah,
all three in a row. That's going to be a tough stretch.
Yeah,
it's
tough.
It's 3 to 4 weeks on prime time. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, AJ Brown, the answer of the matchup. Oh, it's the same one? Oh, jeez. Sorry. I thought there was a new one. Yeah, I'm just. All right, folks. Well, guess what? Again, we are here at the Italian American Club in Wayne, PA, right off of Conestoga Road. Please join us for the game if you're in the area. We'd love to see you. We
got a couple more buddies on their way.
I was going to say, we got plenty of people. The bar is completely filled. We're going to have even more people. We're going to watch the birds. In fact, the little pregame is already on the screen,
yes,
so I'm sure we're all itching to get over there. Literally, we have we have 25 minutes, half an hour till the game. Obviously, we can't wait. Before we go, again, I want to thank everybody for coming in. All of Eric's cousins and his family. I mean, they travel in packs. They travel well, for sure. And all of our friends and family that are watching live, we appreciate it. Please make sure that not only do you guys do the simplest thing for us, give it a like, give it a share, follow us on Facebook, Twitter. We're at Philly Sports PSA right up here. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Twitch, whatever. Make sure you follow the Bald Eagle 4133. Make sure you follow everything. Honestly, I'm telling you. Come Wednesday, I cannot wait for this man's episode because he's gonna break every friggin' play down to a science. It's an absolute must view. So check him out, Bald Eagle Podcast. We're everywhere. We're on every social media. We're on Spotify, Apple, Google, everywhere where you can get a podcast. You can find all of our shows. Obviously, Eric and I do the Phillies or the Football Smack Talk show every Monday. So we're going to talk about the game tomorrow.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, love it. Our good buddy Ryan, who should be here momentarily, couldn't join us today, unfortunately. Tuesday's Philly broadcast. So check that out. And then, of course, all the other shows on the Philly Sports Alliance Network. So please check us out. Give us a like, follow, share, review, whatever any button tells you. Just hit them all. Follow all of us. Like all of us. Share all of us. It literally takes you 3 seconds, and it means the world to us. So we appreciate all of that. We appreciate the Italian American Club, even though they actually let me in.
Right? I can't believe it.
I don't know how I got in. I literally snuck in the back. True story.
Yeah, actually, that really happened.
So we appreciate the Italians for letting me in. I love busting on Italians. Anyway, thank you everybody. Real quick before we get out of here, guys, I want to appreciate and thank you guys for joining me and for everything you guys do for the Philly Sports Alliance. Give us final thoughts, plugs, whatever you want to say. You got a minute, or however the hell long you want. Say whatever you want.
I'd say
on the season or not.
I think this is going to be one of our better seasons. I think I'm excited. I appreciate all the listeners and the watchers out there. Check out the Bald Eagle podcast. I think they've mentioned it and they talk about it a lot, but it is the destination for the most in-depth play-by-play analysis. That's my tag. So Wednesday at 6, I'm going to be going through each play, so we'll know exactly who did what. So you'll be able to follow Jalen Hurts' progression through the season, how well Miles Sanders does. So keep an eye out for that, and go Birds.
Go Birds. All right, Eric. Tell us what you got, what you want to talk about, what you want to plug. You can say whatever you want, buddy.
Well,
you got a minute.
And I think I'm going to go a little bit off script here, and I'll talk about today and what the significance of today is. Obviously it's opening Sunday, but it's also 9/11.
Yeah.
And we'd be remiss without bringing that up.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, because you basically forgot.
Yeah, I got caught up.
Yeah, you got caught up. I mean, the Eagles game,
yeah.
Even though it's like one of my friends' birthdays today,
yeah.
You don't really equate it to what this day truly means.
Right.
So I appreciate you bringing that up. Thank you.
I always want to say to everyone the line that we heard over and over again, that never forget. And it's important that we acknowledge and pay our respects to everybody that passed away that day. And, God bless America and God bless football.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I love it. Yeah. Again, just always appreciative of everybody who's in the comments, who likes our stuff, who shares it, who watches. Cannot thank everybody in the Facebook groups. We're involved in a lot of Facebook groups, so we appreciate you guys. When we're sharing our stuff in the groups, that you guys are interacting with us, and that come out to some of our live events. Cannot thank again the Painted Lines enough. I have been more than just over the moon about our partnership. We stream right onto their YouTube. They stream onto our Facebook. So all of their amazing shows come onto our Facebook. So please check them out. Head over to the Painted Lines. They got awesome shows. Dives and Shane and Mark and all of the guys over there are some of the greatest people, and I love interacting with them and talking to them. I love doing the show with some of those guys, Birds of the Round Table, every Tuesday at 8. So check that out. It's TPL and PSA combo show. And obviously everybody who watches through the Painted Lines YouTube. We do appreciate some of the best people are coming through there with the comments. So we appreciate that. Cannot thank La Terrain again for sponsoring us and really just believing in us. Go head on over to www.la-terrain.com. That's TOURINE. PSA, use that code, get some awesome watches and other accessories. And then lastly, six-pack coverage. Cannot thank Andrew enough for everything that he does. He's the main dude down there. He actually does a Tennessee Volunteers show with Albert Hainsworth, former Tennessee Volunteer, former Redskin for Titan. So they do an amazing podcast there. But they got a lot of stuff going on there. So head on over to sixpackcoverage.com. And I will say that wasn't the last one. I lied. I absolutely lied. Shout out to Vince from Philly Sports Strips. We are involved and partnering up with Philly Sports Strips, who does every single Eagles away game. It's amazing. They do Phillies away games. They even went over to Scotland for the Masters. Like they do it all. So if you're looking to get away, doing a sports away trip, head on over to phillysportstrips.com. We are going down to D.C. on the 25th, third game. We're going to welcome Carson back to the NFC East. We're all heading down in buses. We're all going to tailgate. It's going to be amazing. We're also heading out to Arizona later in the year. So So we cannot thank Philly Sports Trips enough. If you're looking to do anything, reach out to me. I'll hook you up. I'll let you know what's up. PhillySportsTrips.com. So big shout out to Vince. In fact, I got to get Vince on one of our shows soon before we head down to DC. But anyway, that's all I got to say. No, it's not. I lied again. Next Saturday, we'll be out in Pittman, New Jersey for the Pittman Craft Fair, right outside of Lenny and Susie's sports memorabilia show. Doing a little show out there. Again, they've been super supportive of us. So we appreciate Len, who hooks us up with all of our awesome jerseys.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's going to put me in a poorhouse, but
Yeah,
that's my doing. That's my doing, right? It's my own fault. But anyway, that's it.
I've got 2 jerseys I've got to pick up next week.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm probably going to order about 3 more.
I'll probably order it.
Yeah.
My wife's not watching.
Yeah, no. She's definitely not paying attention. All right, guys, we got about 15, 20 minutes till game time. Cannot wait. Let's go, Birds. And, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to the Italian American Club. Thank you for the Salvo clan. Thank you for friends and family. Thank you, everybody, for watching online. So for Shawn, a.k.a. the Bald Eagle, for Eric, a.k.a. the Hunk, I am Ryan. Thank you so much for joining us. And, as always, go Birds.
Happy football, everybody.
Because